Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. I come from the Church of Alfonso Lopez. I testify for the honor of my Celestial Father that the Lord told me in holy prophecy that I should testify wherever I go. Brothers and sisters, I'm going to be very brief in this testimony. When I first came to the house of the Lord told me that I should pray a lot for a loved one because the enemy wanted to cut short his life. The same prophecy that I received, my husband received. And so within a few days, a vein burst in my husband's head, and he was left like a baby, wearing diapers and in a wheelchair. Brothers and sisters, he died. They called me from the hospital, and I said, "What's going on?" And the nurse who had been with him said that my husband had died, and she was the one who closed his eyes. I left. But when she told me those words, I didn't believe any of them. I felt very calm because I had a living promise from God, and the Lord said that He would not allow the enemy to harm any hair on my husband's head. And so within a time, a family member came to make the arrangements for the burial. And I said, "No, don't do anything because my husband's not dead." And he said, "What do you mean? I've been working in a funeral home for 20 years and he's in the morgue. He's dead." He said, "You need to get control of yourself because you're not well." I said, "No, I know he's not dead because I go to a place where God speaks, and God had told me that he wouldn't die, that he wouldn't allow the enemy to harm his body in any way. He's alive." And so this family member said that he was going to bring the hearse, and I said, "I'm not paying for anything." He said, "Why? Aren't you going to bury him?" I said, "No, he's not dead." He said, "You're crazy. Get control of yourself." So he left, and he couldn't make the arrangements for the funeral because the funeral director wasn't in Bogota at that time. And after a time, it was going to be 3 days when they called me once again. They called me, and what a surprise, brothers and sisters, when I went to the hospital and I saw that my husband was alive, and the doctor asked him, "Who's that lady coming in?" And he said, "That's my wife." Brothers and sisters, at that moment I cried, but I didn't cry out of sadness, but I cried out of joy and happiness to see the work of my Celestial Father.